guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2026 Ford F-250 King Ranch.
And a big thanks to Brian and the rest of the management and staff here at Carl Flamer Ford in Tarpon Springs, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Brian.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Super Duty has been Ford's line of heavy-duty pickup trucks since 1999. The fifth generation of the Super Duty has been with us since 2023, bringing along this monster high-output 6.7-liter Power-Stroke diesel, which cranks out 500 horsepower, 1,200 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this monster to 60 in under 5.5 seconds. With subtle changes last year for the 2025 model year, and for 2026, the F-250 that you see here is available in 5 trim levels and 4 engine options. The lower trims are available with Ford's naturally aspirated 6.8-liter gas V8, which was new for the 2023 model year, and it's essentially a short-stroke version of Ford's 7.3 Godzilla V8. The 6.8 cranking out 400 horsepower, 445 pound-feet of torque. The 7.3 Godzilla at 430 horsepower, 485 pound-feet. With 2 available diesels, they're both 6.7 power strokes. The standard output cranking out 475 horsepower with 1,050 pound-feet of torque. The high output version cranking out 500 horsepower with 1,200 pound-feet, ranging from the $47,000 base XL up to the top $80,000 Platinum. The King Ranch that we have here sits just beneath the Platinum at $79,000. You can add about $13,000 for this high output Power Stroke. What else do we get for the money? Let's jump right in. So we get full LED headlamps for the high and low beam, LED daytime running lights, forward facing camera on the King Ranch, black recovery hooks, full front parking sensing, and LED fog lights. We get that splash protector underneath. I don't necessarily love it, but I'm sure it's functional. A little thunderstorm action. I'm gonna jump inside of this truck as soon as possible. We get a chrome front bumper, chrome style wheels. They're 20 inches, 8-lug pattern wrapped in Bridgestone Dueler all-terrains. Dimensions being 275/65 R20s and a Ford lockable center cap. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Pretty decent amount of ground clearance. F-250 King Ranch labeled in the upper right part of the fender area, 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel with the red 6.7 signifying the high output. We get Ford etched on the mirror caps, chrome contrasted two-tone with dual mirrors on them, blind spot monitoring on the top part, and our trailer lower mirror adjustable right underneath. These are tow mirrors with an additional camera on them to help us out with the 360. We get smart access for the driver and a front passenger, aluminum window trim down below. We get our heavy-duty pickup truck lights up top and a massive panoramic moonroof. Hopefully you pick it up on camera. Black pillars, bumper step, which makes it really easy getting in and out of your bed area. We get power deploying running boards here too. The gas cap is not pushed to open. You get your diesel and diesel exhaust fluid right next to it. We get the same rear wheel and tire setup. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper. Getting King Ranch specific center cap too. I believe we're just missing the one up front. Hopefully you can pick up your leaf springs, rear suspension setup, spare tire, which appears to be a full-size FX4 off-road package. That's what gives us these all-terrains. Additional bumper step out rear, aluminum King Ranch plate for the tailgate, Super Duty badge underneath it, Ford, full rear parking sensing. Shout out Carl Flamer Ford in Tarpon Springs, Florida for helping make this review possible. Trailer hitch, I'll leave a link right over here, show you what this truck can tow, and it's a lot. That's why you're going with an F-250. We get our zone light and rear view camera, and a power tailgate here too with a ruler up top, our bumper step, which is one of the most convenient in the business. I personally prefer GM's Multi-Pro, but compared to Ram's bumper step design, this is a serious improvement. Not necessarily the easiest to take out and put away with one hand, but we figured it out. As we mentioned, large ruler, LED box sliding with tie downs in each corner. The tailgate being power, we can lift it right back up electrically. We get a camera mirror back there too. 5th opening glass, no bed liner, but you can add that for about $600-700 in the aftermarket. The exhaust tip in the lower right corner, we get these chrome tips, which look pretty premium. And speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this monster high output 6.7-liter Power Stroke before we get struck by lightning. And here she sounds. All right, guys, that was the sound of the high output 6.7 liter power stroke sold by Ford for the 2026 F-250 King Ranch. And it sounds okay, cranking out 500 horsepower, 1,200 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed heavy-duty transmission. You can expect a 5.5 second 0 to 60 time, making it a no-joke performer. What we see is basically what we get. The rain's starting to pick up. The hydraulic struts are appreciated. We can shut this hood right down, take a step back, and walk around this 2026 F-250 King Ranch. And let's take a step inside, get away from this rain, and see what we got. So leather stitching up front, auto one-touch windows, power windows behind it, King Ranch specific trim, 3-person memory seats, Bang & Olufsen speakers, and a ton of storage. King Ranch step-in plate. We mentioned the power running boards, and the seats are King Ranch specific with power adjustability and massage function. But let's take a step inside, foot on the brake, engine start, stop, and everything fires right to life. So it's coming down pretty good now. Hopefully the audio is not too badly compromised. But first thing we notice is the massive heads-up display. Ford hasn't always had the best heads-up displays in the business. GM basically takes the cake for that, but this new display from Ford competes with it, if not outperforms it. The dashboard, just hard plastic for the driver's side, but we get leather stitching on the passenger side. Very thick leather steering wheel with some 10-2 bolstering, nice 9-3. The horn area is rubberized. The horn, pretty loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way. We get dual pane windows too. Should keep this interior very quiet. The steering wheel is King Ranch specific with some aluminum for the frame. Volume, voice commands, lane keep assist, and adaptive cruise control with its adjustments. Skip controls on the right side. You can hang up and answer your phone calls with our adjustments for the infotainment screen. The adjustments right now, we're looking at main menu, trip, fuel, heads-up display, gauges, off-road, towing, status, navigation, phone, vehicle maintenance. My personal favorite to leave it at all times would probably be the gauges. Where you get the general measurements, diesel measurements, auxiliary gauges, and diesel gauges. My personal favorite would be to leave it at this diesel measurement screen with the turbo boost, engine brake, exhaust filter, and the DEF level. We get our tach that goes to about 4,000 RPM, which isn't high revving, but it's reasonably high revving for a diesel, with the speedometer going to 100 and a digital in the center of it. The top gauges, we get our coolant temperature, oil temperature, transmission temperature with the fuel level up top. The stocks have a pretty satisfying click, auto rain sensing wipers, auto high beams, and a power tilt and telescoping steering column. The gear selector controlling the 10-speed heavy-duty automatic transmission, backup camera, super high resolution, guidance lines and trajectory with an over-the-top 360. The different camera views, here we have a full rear view, sectional rear view, bed view, trailer hitch view, and a camera for the trailer. We currently don't have a trailer set up, so we're not going to be able to see it, with our blind spot view for the front and rear with adjustments for it. Throwing right back in a park, we return back to the previous screen. To the left of the steering wheel of our lighting with automatic headlamps, auto high beams, interior lighting, fog lights, bed light, trunk release, and our side mirror lights. We have our power adjustable pedals, electron parking brake. Hopefully you get a good look at the pedals themselves. I mentioned the dashboard, and we get 2 tweeters for our Bang & Olufsen sound system on each side with a center bass speaker, a little bit of storage behind it. And this audio system is one of the best, if not the best, in the segment. I mentioned the gear selector too with our manual shift adjustments, trailer brake and rear trailer steering controller, engine start stop, aluminum trim, trailer brake controller, and 4-wheel drive buttons over here with 2-wheel drive high, 4 high, rear differential locker, and 4-wheel drive low. Drive mode selector too. Our drive modes include slippery, normal, tow haul, eco, and there's one more mode over here to the right, off-road. We'll start the review off in normal, maybe try out slippery if it continues to rain like this and see what the differences are. We had dual zone automatic front climate control, heated and ventilated front seats, wireless phone charging pad, USB A and C port with a ton of storage. We can shut this cubby right up with some open pore wood, King Ranch specific, perfect slot for a phone or wallet, leather stitching for your knee will often hit, with a bunch of additional storage underneath the center stack area. These cup holders, well, these are actually not cup holders, but it says F series, established in 1948 in the storage area. The cup holders to the right of them, and you'll easily fit 24 to 32 ounce bottles. This piece over here slides left and right, so you can access some additional cup holders where you'll fit some bottles that are a little bit larger. It's a pretty cool feature from Ford. The center console armrest is super soft, King Ranch specific leather stitching. It says established 1853 for the King Ranch, and the King Ranch icon underneath these glove boxes. Anyway, this isn't a Platinum. The Platinum is technically a trim level above this, but if you prefer the Southwest theme, you really aren't compromising just about any options and features. I'm not going to go outside of the car right now to show you the window sticker, but I'll leave a link right over here to it so you can see all the options and features that we have here on this basically fully loaded 2026 F-250. You can open up this armrest and we have this 2-tier function with coin slots, business card holders, and you'll fit probably 4 or 5 iPhones in there. You'll also fit probably 4 bowling balls in the center console. You'll fit 8 2-liter bottles of soda. It's massive with 2 additional USB-C ports and LED lighting. We have 2 glove boxes. The top tier we can open up. Pretty spacious. You'll fit probably 2 size 8 shoes in here. Very spacious. Not wood trim, but the King Ranch specific icon with King Ranch underneath it. And a hard plastic glove box. It's not damped or lined felt, and it's not the largest, but you'll fit probably 15 to 20 license plates. Looks like you turn the passenger airbag on and off. That's an interesting feature. 12 volt AC outlet. It's a 120 volt, 400 watt. I mentioned earlier that we have a digital rear view mirror. We do not. That camera out there was simply for the bed icon. The interior lights are LED. We can open up this shade for the massive panoramic moonroof. It stops halfway, open it up completely. We're not gonna open up the glass, of course, right now. We're gonna flood the interior of this King Ranch. But as you see, massive panoramic moonroof. It does get a little bit louder when the moonroof is open, so keep that in mind if you want to drive with the shade open, but we'll shut the shade right up, make things a little bit quieter. Again, it's going to stop halfway through. Boom. And let's close it up completely. We also get our 5th opening window, sunglass holder, 6 auxiliary switches, and we get 3 garage home link settings up top. That's about it though, guys, for the front seat. Let's run out back. Holy crap. Okay, let's jump inside. Boom, made it. Pretty wet though. Up top, we get soft touch materials, not auto one touch windows, as you guys can see, but there's still power. Cup holder, Bang & Olufsen bass speaker, gushy soft armrest with leather all throughout. 2 tiers of storage. You'll fit a ton of stuff in these door pockets. Mat pockets behind both of the front seats. We get heated second row seats, not ventilated, with air vents, 2 USB-C ports, and a 120 volt, 400 watt AC outlet. These second row seats are also very comfortable. We get this leather center console armrest with 2 cup holders. You'll fit 24, 32 ounce bottles with no problem. Legroom, I have about over a foot for my knees. Headroom, I have about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. The moonroof does compromise a little bit of your headroom, but if you're under 7 feet tall, you're not gonna have any issues sitting back here. Additional tweeters above the driver's heads. No tweeters above the rear passenger heads, but not the end of the world. The grab handle back here, hard plastic, with the interior lights back here being LED. I wasn't able to show you guys under the seat. I didn't want to stand outside for too long, but we have the power inverter and a ton of storage in front of it. The storage pocket also closes up for you guys to have a flat floor, and that's about it for the inside and outside of the 2026 F-250 King Ranch. I'll try to hurry it up so I don't ruin all my equipment. There you go. Here it is. The lights are beautiful. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the 2026 F-250 King Ranch. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. So we're gonna start it off in slippery mode because we've had about 2 inches of rain in the last 45 minutes, if you haven't noticed. And it's slippery mode. It puts us into 4-wheel drive high. So I'm probably going to take it out of slippery mode at some point because doing these turns in this parking lot doesn't necessarily feel like this road is slippery enough to justify 4-wheel drive high. I'll try 1 acceleration off the line while we have it in 4-wheel drive high. On the gas, boost. Woo. Wow, that is insane amounts of power. That is fast. And the way that the power comes on too is just ludicrous. Yeah, the 4-wheel drive high does not love the super tight turns. I'm gonna take it out of 4-wheel drive high. We're still in slippery mode, but no longer in 4-wheel drive high. Yeah, that feels a lot better. We might throw it back into 4-wheel if we're at like a red light or something, but doing these turns, it doesn't feel like the truck likes it a whole lot. And no, heavy duty trucks do not have 4-wheel drive auto, at least not yet. Take a step out over here. Oh wow, that traction control is not like the rain. Woo! Ooh. Guys, this is a lot of power. Even to beat this light, oh, okay, yeah. four-wheel drive, like these diesels are starting to make so much power that without four-wheel drive auto, you have to heavily compromise the way that you drive in the rain, which is to be expected. Back in four-wheel drive high, it's a straight line road. Let's do a pull. Woo! Yeah, that is really, really powerful. Four-wheel drive high is perfectly fine on straight line roads when it's wet if you want to try out a pull or two. And it is a shift on the fly system. I think it's up to 55 miles per hour they recommend not to exceed. But one more time, four-wheel drive high, passing power. Ooh, this is a really, really powerful truck. We can lean into it one more time. Ooh, yeah, fantastic power. And it's so quiet in here. I know it's gonna be hard to tell because of the raindrops, but they did such a fantastic job with this vehicle's sound isolation. Road noise, wind noise, and even the ride quality. I said that the Ram 1500 or 2500 that we just reviewed in this channel was the best riding heavy duty truck. And it might ride a tiny bit better than what we're in here, but considering that this tows better, it has more payload capacity, has, in my opinion, more comfortable seats with this King Ranch. I mean, I think if I'm going with a heavy duty truck, this is the one I'm going with. The brakes here also feel very good. Very good feeling truck all around. It doesn't feel as large as a lot of other heavy duties either. The GMC Sierra, Chevy Silverado, although the steering might be a little bit more nimble than what we have here, they do feel like bigger heavy duty trucks than this. With partial throttle, normal driving. Throttle response is good, but it doesn't feel overly sensitive. I wouldn't call it turbo lag because this 8-cylinder turbo diesel has plenty of low end punch, but when the boost kicks in, you definitely feel a very strong power surge. I didn't show you guys the infotainment screen here either. The response is perfect, resolution is fantastic. It's not a Google infotainment screen or anything like that, it's Ford Sync system. But at this point, Ford Sync system is one of the best in the business. Rain's picking up like crazy, so it should be a good opportunity to wrap things up. Overall, guys, if you're looking for a high performance luxury truck, you don't need a dually for 30,000 plus pounds of towing, but you do need over 3,000 pounds of payload, and you would like to have 20,000 pounds of towing or close to it. You're not getting that from a 1500. This is at least twice as capable of any 1500. And we have been in 1500s that are luxury trims that are pushing $90,000. The Ram Tungsten, we've seen F-150s cross $90,000. Denali Ultimates cross $90,000. I mean, 1500s are starting to get really, really expensive. Sure, if you're towing a jet ski, if you're pulling Walmart trips and Home Depot trips in your bed, you do not need an F-250. F-150 will be more than enough truck. Probably a Ranger or even a Maverick will be more than enough truck. But if you're pulling a 25, 35 foot boat, big camper trailer, I mean, this is an unbelievable way to go. Sure, F-150 can pull up to 13,000 pounds. Not really. If you have a 13,000 pound trailer, I would 100% recommend going with this F-250, especially with the diesel. This truck's payload is over 3,200 pounds, more than double the capability of just about any 1500 out on the road today, with almost 20,000 pounds of towing. I mean, if you have a reasonably sized boat or trailer, I would definitely heavily encourage going with this F-250 over an F-150. And if you're going for a luxury trim level of any 1500 and you need to have some towing capacity behind it, I think it's a no-brainer. Sure, it's $5,000 to $10,000 more than a competitively trimmed F-150, but you're getting more than double the overall capability. And a big thanks to Brian and the rest of the management and staff here at Carl Flamer Ford in Tarpon Springs, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tarpon Springs, Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Brian, and a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. Had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.